But
Bringing it back to
yeah,
singular.
Singular. That's my first phone was from Singular. It was a Sony Ericsson, and it was the first camera phone. But the camera was separate, and you attached it to like the charging port of the phone. So like
That's
it came in
was
this
way
like
too
little
much.
case that you lanyarded to your phone case, and when you wanted to take a picture, you took the camera out and snapped it to the bottom of the phone, and then like a little camera app would come up, and you take a picture, and it was really grainy and shitty.
Oh, of course.
This would
My
have
first
been
phone was a
like,
Nokia brick, and that motherfucker never died. Like the antenna that was as long as the phone.
oh yeah, the StarTAC.
Mm.
But yeah, for a while there, it was all about how small the phone could be. And I remember, I think Motorola made one. This probably would have been like '06, '07. It was a silver thing. And when it was folded up, I mean, it had to be
It
probably
was
like,
about
it was like this
that big.
big.
It was like less than two
It was
inches.
tiny, but it was a flip phone. Even when it was flipped, it was only like about this big. And I
Yeah.
remember
But that was before texting. That was before you did
well, no, it was
anything on your
when, back
phone
when you still did
worthwhile.
like, 555.
To a
One
point,
one two, like,
like
so there was texting because I remember to this day I can remember
ish.
a dude I played paintball with had one of those, and this dude is built like a gorilla. He's like probably like 5'9", like 250, but just like this big built dude, and he had one of those, and he's trying to text on it, and he's like, God damn it, like my
Yeah.
thumbs are too big for this fucking phone.
But it's like when texting became big, that's when these phone companies switched to like let's have full keyboards.
I
That's
know.
when it was really popping, like the
Like now
fucking
I've got
Oh, the
this.
sidekick.
fucking BlackBerry.
It's a BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry, and it was a piece of shit. I was like, I can get the internet on this thing, but it was like all the websites were in like BlackBerry script, so it's just like all text. There wasn't anything like the
The
actual
sidekick was definitely
the
like top
sidekick. Yeah,
tier,
that was
but
the.
it was only with T-Mobile, and
I
that was
think
like
yeah, the
big
sidekick
shit
was
where I
definitely
was
like
at.
the first like text phone, right? The first one that had like a full keyboard that wasn't just like insanely expensive. Uh oh, why did we cut out?
Oh, we lost Charles.
We lost Charlie. Oh,
Charles. Charles,
Charles, we can't hear you.
Charles.
You were unheard.
Charles. Charles, no.
For some reason,
Charles,
it doesn't.
no.
I
I
think
can
I'm
hear you now.
using the USB microphone now. For some reason,
I
it's
can hear you
not
now.
keeping.
You can hear you now.
Um,
Can you hear me now?
well, yeah, but I have like four different microphone options, so I accidentally clicked it and it muted me.
Oh,
Jesus, girl.
But I
Jesus.
realized, like, yeah, I did sound like shit on the other ones. I'm like, what the hell? I have this badass microphone. But
Why is
if
you talking?
Riverside doesn't
Elijah talking shit?
Elijah?
keep that, well, not just that. Well, it goes into like the question that was originally asked, and I was like, didn't we do this not that long ago?
What's that?
And so I went to 3 weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, we did do this like childhood
Oh, the
movie
question. Yeah, I
thing.
know. For some reason this morning, like I've been so fucking busy. And I was like, oh, I think that's the question I asked that we never did a show on. But then I was like, oh, no, wait, we did do a show on that one. It was like awkward dating moments, kind of like one of those filler ones
Yeah,
that
I
I do
guess
every
there
once
was
in a while.
another one.
So,
But I was looking back and I was like, is this that one? Because I wasn't sure which question, and I heard myself and I was like, ugh, I sound like complete fucking shit. Oh
You know, when I
no,
posted
that's
the Titanic one, I was like, wait, I feel like I've done this before.
yeah, I know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, Jake, you weren't on that one. I remember it was just me and Bill for that question. And then it was 3 weeks ago, and yeah,
yeah,
you
I
weren't
think
on
that's the
it.
one, Jake, where you like got drunk in the middle of the day and didn't make it on the show.
Where I forgot there was a show.
Yeah. It's
I can't
fine. I forgot.
remember.
Like it was noon today before I figured out it was fucking Thursday. So I was like, oh shit, it's Thursday. Okay. Um, but no, yeah, I remember the Sidekick. Then you had the Razor, which was like the classic flip phone. That
I had a razor.
give me a Razor back. Give me that Razor. But then with the Razor, do you remember the Juke?
Oh yeah, I had a friend in middle school that had one. I thought it was so cool.
I'm
'Cause I
trying to
just
see
got a
like
razor
it was like
and
the
you got a
side.
fucking juke.
It looked like a flash drive that you like swivel open.
Yeah, and the screen was like the size of a fucking flash drive.
Yeah. And it was like a phone, but made for music.
Yeah, so you're totally shitting on the Crazer right now, which was the second tier of the Razor.
The Crazer.
That. Yes.
That was the Red Razor, right?
No, that was just the red fucking Razor. That was the Bono AIDS Razor.
Oh,
That was
that's what I
AIDS?
had. I had the red one. I had the red Razor.
My mom had the red one, I had the silver one.
The Crazer was a skinnier version of the Razor, but it had the MP3 player, but you can access it without even flipping the phone open. It was right on the front. So, and it had, it had like the little screen on the front so you could see the stuff, but then it had like the play pause button and the skip and rewind button on the front too.
Oh, I remember those. Those were sick.
Yes, so I got that bitch, and then I remember I was on it, and the middle button fucking just came off one day, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit that you're giving me? And they were like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. You can update to the Razor 2, which had the exact same thing, but I think you could actually text or send like pre-made text from the front screen, so you never had to open it, which is great because when I was in school, they would take up the phones and like charge you $20 to get it back, sort of shit, and then you get detention and get in all this trouble. So that was nice.
That's gay as hell.
Yeah, they were very strict on phones.
Oh yeah.
For us, when I was in high school, they would take your phone. Once would be for the rest of the period, twice would be till the end of the day, and then the third time would be till the end of the semester.
I can see till the end of the day.
Place to take your fucking phone that your parents pay for.
I was about to say, like, the end of the day, my parents would probably be like, yeah, you shouldn't be on your fucking phone at school. But if they're like, oh, you'll get this back at the end of the semester, my parents would be in there and be like, no. You're going to give his phone back right now.
There was a lot of fights.
Yeah, I can
parents
imagine.
were always in there fighting.
So that's
fucking bullshit. But like at the same time, it's like, yeah, the kids shouldn't. Because it is a complete distraction, but now they've gotten so lenient that it was like, no, you can definitely text, you can do whatever during your crossing periods, but you're not necessarily supposed to be on it, but they're not going to take it up.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a freshman, we weren't even allowed to be on our phones during lunch. They'd fucking take them away.
Yeah, that literally happened to me. I walked in, my grandmother had called me, I was on the phone with her, walked into the student center, and the fucking main principal was in there, and he came up and took my phone, and I was like, dude, it's like my 90-year-old grandma calling me. You think I'm going to say no because I'm at fucking school right now?
It could be the last time I talked to her. Come on, Grandma.
But it's like, I don't fucking care.
So
give me that $20 and you'll get your phone back.
The coolest phone I can remember having would have been like, I was driving, so it would have been like 04 maybe. And I found it. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember this show on Fox called Fastlane. It was about like undercover cops. It was kind of like a Miami Vice kind of ish thing, but in LA. And it was Bill Bellamy, who plays like the vampire dad in Twilight.
Oh,
or no,
yeah.
That's Peter Fassinetti. That's Peter Fassinetti. He's also from Can't Hardly Wait and stuff.
Can't Hardly Wait.
And then Bill Bellamy was the black dude he hasn't done much in a while. And then Tiffany Thiessen was their like boss. And she had this phone, and I ended up like going on eBay and finding one. But it was this.
Ew.
Like in the speaker part, when you answered the phone, it would like swivel around. You didn't open it, like you swiveled it.
That's some 2000s bullshit if I've ever seen it.
It was the dopest phone ever. I was like, check this thing out. Everybody had their Nokias and had this cool fucking, it wasn't even a flip phone. It was like a swivel phone. I was like, yeah. It's like what Tiffany Thiessen has on Fastlane.
To make a little bit of a left turn on this one, was this a universal experience for everybody in the 2000s? That like, all black people had the same white and teal phone?
White and teal phone? Maybe. I don't recall.
I remember when I was in like elementary school.
Are you talking about a track phone?
Is that what they were early on?
I mean, I don't know. I just know growing up, most black people had track phones from Walmart.
Like, I'm not trying to be racist or anything on this one. It's just something, because even my uncle's best
Black
friend, who
and
was in the Marines
teal.
with him, called it his black people phone.
Did he call it that, or was it like the N-word phone?
You know, he was a Marine. You know what it was.
2000s black teal cell phone.
I'm waiting for someone in the fucking.
I mean, our
chat.
2000s are very different at the same time, Jake. Like, most of us were already graduated in college by the time you were in junior high.
No, I'm talking like this was probably around 2006 through 2000.
I graduated in 2006.
You see what I'm saying now, buddy?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know. I don't know what you're
we
talking
were the
about.
youngest
Womb Raider
people.
probably knows. He knows all these things.
That's what I'm waiting for him to say something.
But yeah, I don't recall what that was. I remember, yeah, it was originally like the Nokia brick that you just play Snake on all the time.
Mine did not have Snake, unfortunately. It didn't have any games on it.
No Snake.
Nope. Didn't have shit.
Let me see if I can
No.
find this Sony Ericsson phone that had the let's see, Sony.
But yeah, flip phones, just like this, the pure sass that came from flip phones. Even if you weren't pissed off and you ended a phone call, just like that snap was so
Oh, it's so satisfying.
fucking yes.
Yeah, you're
so
fuck you.
satisfying.
Click.
Yeah, and even
Click.
and then you could fucking throw that
Click.
bitch and it would like make a hole in your drywall.
My red razor. I was drunk one night, and the high school girlfriend that like literally ripped my heart out like called me to bitch at me about something.
I saw, hold on. Jessica is saying she had one of the bricks that only the mouthpiece flipped down. Dude, that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
I thought was so fucking
It's just like a little
cool.
piece of plastic that
I think
flipped
it was
it.
like the Motorola's that
Mhm.
did that, where it was, yeah, just like that one part. Oh,
So,
a
yeah.
cell phone. It's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this like she called me bitching me about something. I was drunk as fuck. And I was just like, "No, what? Fuck you." And I clicked the phone, and I was at my friend's house, and I just threw it against the wall like a fucking Chinese throwing star. And it literally
stuck in the wall
it
like a
literally
Chinese throwing star.
razored through the drywall. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then it started ringing again. I was like, "Oh shit, it still works. Awesome." So I like punched a hole through the drywall and grabbed it out. And he's like, "God damn it, man." I was like, "We'll fix it
I
tomorrow.
guess
Don't
the
worry."
most that you would do to your phone when you threw it or dropped it would be the battery popping out.
Yeah. Oh fuck, where's my SIM card got wet? Yeah, this was the
Where the fuck
Sony.
my battery go?
So this is that Sony phone I was telling you about. See that thing on the bottom? That was the cam.
That's
That was
fucking
the
ridiculous.
that was the camera, and it like detached. You like keep it in your pocket, and then whenever you want to take a picture, you take it out and click it to the bottom, and take a picture. That was my first cell phone. I think I was in 9th or 10th grade maybe. So 03, somewhere around there. But I was the shit because I had a cell phone that took pictures.
It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but I can do it.
Yeah, it kind of
I
sucks.
might as well just carry around an actual camera.
Somebody's like,
Oh,
man, that's a
okay.
pain in the ass. Like, it might be, but does your phone take pictures? Pfft, no. Get out of my face, loser. Get out of here, nerd. I had enough of your worthless chime-ins.
Let me just plug it in real quick.
Yeah.
You have to keep it on me at all
Hold
times.
on. You want a picture? Hold on.
It's gonna be grainy as fuck.
Uh,
Oh man.
But yeah, then I remember when I had a BlackBerry, like the original, like ball mouse BlackBerry. It sucked.
Gross. I hated those phones. I hated how small the keyboards looked. I just hated those. But I did get the BlackBerry Storm.
Storm. I was gonna say
Like
the
their
Storm,
their
where it's not
first-
touchscreen. You still had to click it.
Which was what? Yes.
Somebody's
it was
like,
a
no, because it's
clickable-
it was right around when like touchscreen phones started coming out, and like I guess people were uncomfortable with it because there was no like
Yeah.
physical
Well, it's
feedback.
like you can hover over something, but until you click it, it won't just automatically do it, which wasn't the worst thing. I'm like, I don't mind that, you know?
Yeah, a buddy of mine had one, and I like was messing with it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I get like wanting to have like the physical feedback because we've been so used to having to like press buttons to text. But for some reason on the Storm, I was like, this just feels awkward.
Yeah, well, it was like the whole glass. It was a whole screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was different. But I liked that BlackBerry had like the little like notification light that would blink red when you had something that you had missed or had a text message, and like so you wouldn't have to like check your phone, you wouldn't have to like physically look at it. There was just a light that blinked. I liked the fuck out of that because I could just look at it for a few seconds, and if it wasn't blinking, then I didn't have to like grab it and look at it.
Jessica said she hated touchscreens at first, which I did too. Here's the thing that really pisses me off.
I was 1,000% into it.
Here's what pisses me off now. I've got like the newest iPhone. It's like the 16 Pro Plus or whatever. This thing's the size of like the first iPad that ever came out. But for some reason, they make the space bar smaller and smaller and the return button bigger and bigger. So I'll be like in the live chat. I'll be like watching, Ross Patterson Revolution or something on my phone in the live chat. And I'll like all the time, like go to hit spacebar and fat finger the enter, and it just sends my half typed message. And I'm like, motherfucker, I got this massive phone. The spacebar should be the size of the phone, like a keyboard. Or maybe I just have big, stupid thumbs. Well, I have one big, stupid thumb and 1/3 big, stupid thumb. So
you don't have a full thumb anymore.
I still can't feel anything in that, by the way. Somebody asked me about it the other day. I was like, yep, still can't feel it. I'll push it against something and it just feels weird.
You severed all those nerves.
Like if I push it, like if I press hard, like I'm pressing hard on my desk right now with that spot.
Pain.
No, it feels like when your foot falls asleep. It's just like it's kind of like a dull tingle.
Yeah, which doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good.
That's why I call it pain. Like, it doesn't feel good. If you put ice directly to it, you're not going, like, you can't feel like the heat or cold.
Yeah, no.
There's no nerves. There's no nerve endings anymore. They are damaged. And they will probably never come back.
And the scar, if you look at it closely, if we ever meet in person again, I'll show you the scar. You can't tell, like, on screen because it's all the same color skin. But the scar kind of looks like a butthole.
Nice.
So,
Butthole thumb.
Got a butthole thumb. Might be the next Nooner shirt, a picture of a cut off thumb with a butthole on the tip of it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Wild Billy's butthole thumb. Nooner Nation. So, But anyways, we got rolling on cell phone talk. But you know what it is. It's a podcast for Nooners by Nooners. Welcome to the show. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Rate and review on iTunes. Go to Spotify. Leave a 5-star. And if you're listening on some weird ass app that nobody's ever heard of, leave a review if you can. And then share with your friends. We keep... this week we gained 4 subscribers and lost 3 subscribers. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
So 3 people left and they came back and we gained 1.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it anymore. I just do this for fun now. It's my hour to escape from working in the salt mines that is my basement. But the basement's almost done, so that's going to be nice. Once that's finally done, I can go back to normal life now.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, what's new with you guys?
Why the fuck you gotta ask that every time? Quit delving into our business.
Yeah, I don't have fucking shit going on.
I'm making chit chat.
No!
Oh, yeah. I ain't asked for much.
That.
I ain't asked for much now. 8 ball and $2 million.
You're asking for way too much.
Oh, okay.
You're asking for
Sorry.
information that we don't want to give.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Do you think P. Diddy's going to get the full 20 years?
No.
Probably not.
He's going to serve 2 and then get out on appeal.
My prediction, I told my wife this, is he's going to get sentenced to 6 and serve 2.5.
Yeah, I'd say he's only going to be in prison for about 2 years.
So sucks.
I'm actually not following any of that trial and nothing about it. So I'm like, I don't know.
I know. My wife's been obsessed with it, and when he got like off on 3 of the 5 charges, she was like super pissed. I was like, I've been telling you this. Everything these people have been saying is proving that, like, yeah, he is a shitty person and like a deviant. And sure, like, I'm sure in the background, we all know he's using like his money and power and influence to coerce people to do these things. But everybody there has been like, oh, the freak offs, yeah, I did it. Like, I did it willingly. I was like, yeah, there's no legal ramifications to any of this. He's just a fucking weird dude from a legal sense. Like,
I mean, yeah.
He's a freak.
Like Cassie's like,
But
well, I didn't always want to do it. I was like, yeah, but you did it willingly. Like, so legally, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, if you had said no and you had evidence of him forcing you to do it, then okay. But you just kept doing it. So.
But this also just shows like how disgusting Hollywood is, how disgusting that whole beast is. Because this is nothing new. This has been going on for 100 years.
It's been going on for thousands of years. Since the dawn of civilization, there's been people doing weird, depraved shit.
Okay, well, sweetie, Hollywood and movies have not been around for thousands of years. So
I know. Actors have.
If you think about like Greek and Roman culture,
yeah, you don't think they're fucking each other after those plays?
Yeah, people are just depraved in nature. So, but
yes, obviously, but to get ahead in what we're talking about now, I mean, obviously we all know what Sodom and Gomorrah is. Like, that was the premise of absolute disgusting shit, and that was a long fucking time ago. So, for what the fuck we're talking about here and not bringing in literally, yeah, humans are wicked to their hearts. That's in the fucking Bible, guys. Thanks for fucking putting light on that. That's been known for thousands of years. I'm specifically talking about, that's why I said Hollywood shit.
Oh, yeah.
People putting their bodies out for sale to get to a certain point, and many of them never do, but they meet people, they can get into these places, they can have horrible things done to them because they want to get somewhere in Hollywood specifically. It's not in politics, it's not in fucking most of that kind of shit. It's literally to be famous, to get the money from fame, but to be in the limelight that we have created, that is the beast of Hollywood. Do you get what I'm fucking saying?
Yes.
Thank you. But, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, if you willingly do it, if you don't like it, that's one thing, but that does not mean that there are, legalities to that, because at the time you were willing. Did it fuck you up for the rest of your life? Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah.
But you did it, it didn't work out, fucking sucks for you.
Yeah. Here's the thing, my wife's like, there's no justice. And I was like, legally, no. Like, he's gonna get off pretty easy. But in the court of public opinion, he's done, right? Like, he's gonna.
But at the same time, it's like, don't leave any fucking paper trails. You get rid of anything and everything you can that can lead back to this stuff. Like, there are rumors, but that's just it. And that's how, like, the justice system works. Like, it doesn't. That's why, you have to prove this shit.
Mm-hmm. Beyond a reasonable doubt.
No proof. Sorry, it's like everybody freaking out with the Epstein list. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but if you're doing something on that kind of scale, why the fuck would you keep record of it?
Blackmail.
No, because if anyone can get a hold of it and expose that shit, it's too fucking much. It's too big. It's too much of a fucking risk. You would never fucking do that. Now, there might, at some circumstances, if you really dived, it has to be, like, insane. it has to completely dismantle an entire fucking country. And no one is willing to do that. So, no. No one has that kind of this isn't a fucking episode of Law and Order. And I think that's where everyone gets their shit fucked up. They watch too much fucking movies and TV shows. They watch too much fucking Hollywood and be like, well, justice and this and that. It's like, well, guess what, sweetie baby pie? This is real fucking life.
Justice doesn't actually exist if you have enough money.
Real fucking life, no. Real fucking life doesn't fucking exist. And if you have a certain amount of money, yeah, maybe. But so did fucking Jeffrey Epstein. He has a shitload of money. Look what happened to him. So did fucking Ghislaine. She had a fucking ton of money. Money can only get you so fucking far.
Yeah.
But, so like, no, no one should be fucking surprised.
Oh, I'm not shocked by any of it at all.
Not saying you two specifically, but fucking a ton of people are. Damn, dude. Like, I'm not saying, Bill, you motherfucker, you should know better.
You should know better. And I'm over here like, wait, P. Diddy, like...
I'm talking to the 13 people that watch this podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, there's 16 watching right now.
Wait, Charlie, you're telling me that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, would have people have sex openly at a party? No, nobody does that kind of thing.
Obviously it wasn't open because not everyone was allowed in the house, like Ross.
He wasn't allowed behind the cool
It
people.
wasn't completely open.
He wasn't cool enough to be behind the curtain. You know? So he
He's
says.
just kissing celebrity.
I mean, I guess, like, could Cassie have pressed charges for, like, domestic violence, and could he
Well,
have
so
gone
she...
with that?
That's why I was wondering, like, wait,
She
what
never
about
pressed
this?
those charges.
I was wondering about that, and I was like, wait, there's, like, video of him beating the shit out of her. Shouldn't he at least get an assault charge? No, they settled that in civil
Right.
court, so they couldn't press charges on it. It's already been settled.
Yeah.
So,
But at the same time, like, could she have gotten a lot more? Maybe if she went that route, but it would have been a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble for her and anyone else that... And she probably wouldn't have gotten as much money because of paying all these people trying to help her. She probably wouldn't have made out as well, which is most likely why she took what she did. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, this is just a disgusting part of reality. And no, it's not like a fucking Law and Order episode, unfortunately.
dun dun. Dun dun. I do wish they had televised that trial. It would have been pretty good.
There's reasons, like, which is weird. I don't know why they did, you know. I don't
Well, it's
know why
federal
they have-
court. You can't televise federal court.
Which is like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know.
Blaine's trial would have been fucking awesome.
Well, at the same time, it's like, well, whose money do they use to put on these trials? Oh, you mean taxpayer money?
Mhm.
So we should have every fucking right to be able to look at this shit. If you're not using taxpayer money and you're using money from a different source, fucking cool.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine
Televising all trials.
all trials? And it's almost like American Idol, where the viewers are the 13th juror, and they all get to vote at the end,
No.
and they're the 13th
no,
count. That'd
No.
be fucking awesome.
No. Pat the
No,
fuck
you're
down.
fucking
You're going
crazy.
too far with this.
That'd
Absolutely.
be fucking incredible. You kidding me? Make it be the new Coliseum. We'd just be watching trials all
Even
day.
then, imagine the clips you would get, like the guy jumping over the fucking judge's stand to attack the judge in Nevada that one time. You get.
Yeah, that dude.
All right, let's get to the fucking
There
pet
no,
stories.
so
This
All right.
has gone too far. This
We've
pet
we've
stories.
come too far. Speaking of which, though, we don't have to go too deep down the rabbit hole, but the first full-length trailer of the new King of the Hill came out last night.
Oh, really?
It did. And it looks just as awesome as, like, the animation and the script writing from the trailer seems exactly like they didn't try to do, get fancy with AI animation. It's like the same animation. It seems like the same
Right.
script writing. I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome.
Good.
Good. All right, so gotta get to. Well, I guess I'll just go through a couple of the first question. Starship Troopers, yep, good movie. Terminator 2, awesome movie. Undercover Brother. That's a great one. You ever seen Undercover Brother? With Eddie, what's his name? The black dude, Eddie Griffin?
Wait, are we doing both questions right now?
Yeah, we'll just
Fucking with bowl.
I'll just roll through some of these.
I was like, these are pets. What the fuck is happening right now?
The Marvelous Adventures of Juan's Mom.
I heard that one was nominated for 6 Oscars.
Yes. And a
Very
couple
tasteful nudity.
and a couple Razzies. Temple of Doom's a good one, yeah.
I heard it got an AVN award.
Could be.
Temple of Doom is someone's favorite? That's like everyone's most hated Indiana Jones movie.
Really? That's my wife's favorite. It's my third favorite, to be honest. The first one's
Like,
the
most
best.
people don't like it just because of the actors that scream.
I like it because it's short round.
Indy!
In which, like, I never
Dr. Jones.
thought about, like, her screaming, and my mom was like, I hate it because of that, and then I've seen, like, comments on the internet saying, like, oh my gosh, I couldn't stand her while watching the movie, but then you find out that Steven Spielberg and her
Were they
got
banging?
into a relationship, either during or after that movie, and, like, that's his wife to this day, so it's like, oh, that's why she got the role.
And Charlie, I'm only going through the first question again because we only got like 6 answers to the second one. So
Okay, no, I was just like, my brain was ready for like pet stuff, and I was hearing movies, and I was like, huh?
Jurassic Park. I watched the original Jurassic Park last weekend just because I just needed something on in the background. That movie holds up so fucking well.
To this day, I still want to walk through their merch aisle, like when it shows like the lunchbox and like plushies and the clothes. I'm like, I want to fucking be there so bad. Like, ever since I first saw it as a small child, to like this day, when that scene comes on, I'm like,
That's when they're eating ice cream, right?
I'm there.
Yeah, they're eating the ice cream and the lady's like bitching at him about how it's all just an illusion and he's playing God. You know?
I didn't see, like, once they started talking, I really didn't give a shit.
No.
But then the only other scene I remember is the Jello.
Oh yeah.
She's doing that green Jello and
Shaking.
she's like shaking that bad.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
when the adults talked, I didn't give a shit. Like, I was that young. Like,
When-
no.
But I was watching it and the scene, like when the T-Rex first comes out and is like attacking the car and the dude gets out with the flare and the T-Rex like looks up and she's like, roar. I was like, holy shit, that is gotta be one of the greatest practical mixed with CGI shots
There wasn't
ever
CGI.
made. Like it doesn't look,
Legs were CGI.
yeah, like it was,
Huh?
I've looked it
T-Rex
up.
legs were CGI.
I've looked it up.
The
Like
legs?
it was a
the legs
mix.
were in that shot.
It was a mix of like practical props, and then they used like CGI to kind of make the rest of the scene around it. And it looks better than any CGI now. Like you watch like a Marvel movie, and you're like, oh, that's the most CGI shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, because it's all really fake. Like, that dinosaur was fucking real. When it came through the fucking glass in the car, it was not supposed to do that. It fucking malfunctioned. That bitch would just go off randomly.
Those screens were fucking real in
Yeah,
that
like
scene.
fuck.
Yeah, like it was never supposed to go through the glass, and it did. And then they said, like, when it was just like in the hangar that they had it stored in, it would just randomly like to start fucking moving. The animatronics would just randomly go off on it.
Kind of like Bruce from Jaws.
I don't know if he. I
Bruce
heard
didn't work.
more.
Yeah, it didn't, like, it hardly ever
he
worked.
didn't work. But that was 30 years previous. I mean, the same
Yeah,
director.
didn't Jaws just turn like 50 or something?
Yeah.
Yes. Jaws was in the 70s.
It was Spielberg's first attempt at like crazy practical effects too.
Yeah, I think it went, like, was his first big job, and it went way over. But like, it worked well, I believe, in like the pools that they tested it in. But when they got it into
Saltwater.
salt water, it wouldn't work. But then, funnily enough, it not being in the movie as much made it scarier. Just like on Halloween, you never see Michael Myers kill someone. When you don't see the deaths, when you don't see the killer, it makes it way scarier compared to seeing the deaths, seeing the stabbings, seeing all this stuff. If you take that away, the mind creates something more terrifying than what it actually sees. Or
Kind of like
could
what
see.
Alfred Hitchcock did in the shower scene for Psycho, where it's like
Yeah.
where it's implied where you see the blood going down the drain, but you don't know exactly what he's doing there.
Yeah, like she screams and then blood, and it's just like, holy shit, dude. Well, then you see the stabbing motions as well, but you don't see everything. Like,
Oh shit!
and that's
Did you
where
know
it's like
that?
less is more.
Did you know that? I'm just
More
looking
is
at.
not more, less is more.
I'm looking at Stephen King's director credits on IMDb. Do you know he directed Hook?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg got like a bunch of shit for doing Hook. He fucking
I'm
hates
sorry,
that movie.
you said Stephen King, not
Oh,
Spielberg,
Steven
right?
Spielberg.
I'm not
Steven
fucking
Spielberg,
I keep
saying-
trying
sorry.
to correct him, but
Spielberg,
he keeps going
yeah.
on King.
Steven Spielberg
Okay.
did Hook. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
least favorite movie.
Hook's awesome.
Well,
I think
apparently
a lot
it's
of
a pain in the ass
people-
to do.
Did not have a good time making that film. And I think that might be why.
They neutered the budget on it, and they had to shoot it all on a soundstage, and it looked like crap, and it looked like a play because of it. And that's
Yeah,
kind of
fair
what
enough.
they were.
I guess it's just one of those like childhood movies that I love so much that like I just look
But
past
that's
all
the
that.
thing where, like, it worked out so well, so it's like, well, you shouldn't hate it because everyone fucking loves it. A win is a fucking win, my guy.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
Yeah, Jaws was.
Dramatic artiste.
But I can see that. Like, it does feel very, like, play-like.
Mhm.
Like, you get that. But Jurassic Park, it would not have been anywhere near as good if they didn't make all those fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Oh,
that movie holds
Like,
up so well.
You have to have that. And if you don't, then yes, it looks fake, and it's wild that, people like to watch, like, the Mummy Returns. They make fun of, The Rock as the Scorpion King. Like, oh my god. But it's like, that's pretty much what we fucking have today.
Mm-hmm.
it's just a little
25
more.
years later. Like,
The first Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser, I still love that movie.
oh, I
Practical
love
effects
both.
again.
The third one can go fuck itself. The first, the two are amazing. I love.
Isn't
I
the
love
third
both
one
of
where they
them.
replace Rachel Weisz with like Kate Beckinsale or something like that?
It wasn't. I don't remember her name. She was. I
The
don't
Dragon
think
and
that.
Fire.
Yeah, where they're in China.
Actress.
China.
I only saw it one time. Like, that's how much I cared about
Yeah.
it. I was like,
I
it
ever
just
even
doesn't
saw
have
it.
the same pizzazz as the other two do. So I don't know if that has to do with like directors, writers, stuff like that.
Dude, looking at Stephen King's. God
Spielberg.
damn, I keep doing it. Steven Spielberg. Sorry, I'm listening to a Stephen King book right now. Steven Spielberg's directing credits. Jaws was
He did everything amazing.
Jaws was
Yeah,
definitely
Let's go.
he
Goat
did
status.
he did several things before Jaws, but there's a lot of like TV. Like he did like 2 episodes of Columbo, but then he did Jaws, Close Encounters of a Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But he helped with Star Wars before all that, right?
He was like he assisted George
He's a
Lucas.
producer, right?
I think he was a producer. Him and George Lucas have been like really good friends since, like I think when George Lucas did American Graffiti,
I think they were beef fries in fucking film school.
could be because I know like Steven Spielberg had something to do. He was a producer or like a secondary director or something for American Graffiti, which is where they found Harrison Ford.
I think he was second unit director on that.
Yeah. But you got like Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Twilight Zone, Temple of Doom, The Color Purple, Empire of the Sun, Last Crusade, Hook.
How many other
Jurassic
directors'
Park.
movies have that many rides as Steven
Yeah.
fucking Spielberg?
Schindler's List.
Steven Spielberg created Universal Studios.
Pretty
There's
much.
even a Disney ride from Spielberg, fucking Indiana Jones.
Oh shit, I forgot he did Catch Me If You Can. That's a terrific movie. Yeah, so anyways, let's get into the pet stories now. Enough of us jerking off Steven Spielberg. He gets jerked off enough, I'm sure.
I'll fucking glaze for Spielberg all day.
I mean, he's got to be. If you're gonna put Jake, and I think you would be the expert on this, he'd be like the number one director of all time, right?
Like I said earlier, a minute ago, who else has that many fucking rides based on
Right.
their movies?
Who'd be next? Like Coppola, maybe?
I would say it would be Spielberg, Lucas, Coppola.
I want to put Lucas up high because all he has is
Hitchcock.
Star Wars.
Okay, so according to Google, it
I would
goes
put Scorsese above Lucas.
Scorsese. It goes Scors. This is Google's list.
And Tarantino before Lucas too.
It's Scorsese, Kubrick, Hitchcock, Coppola, Spielberg, Nolan, Tarantino, Orson Welles,
I was gonna say, where the fuck is Orson?
Yeah.
then Ridley Scott.
I would have put Ridley Scott up there.
What he did? Ridley Scott does all the action movies, right?
The Alien movies.
Yeah. James Cameron is like 14th on this list.
Yeah, I would put James Cameron where Ridley Scott is, because like James Cameron.
Tim
I would
Burton's
actually put
like
maybe James Cameron
20th.
higher. Really?
Yeah.
Is this based off like
I'm-
awards?
I-
they
I-
won?
I'm-
Is
This
that
is
what it
kind of
is?
bad.
I'm skipping some of these because like Akira Kurosawa, like who? Okay, I don't know anything he ever did. I'm just going off of memorable names on this. But let's see. There's got to be an IMDb list. Here we go. 25 greatest directors by IMDb. Okay, so IMDb has it as number 1, Steven Spielberg. Then Scorsese, Hitchcock, Kubrick, Coppola's 5, Woody Allen at 6,
Eh,
Billy Wilder at 7. I don't know that name. John Huston.
oh, I know which one he did.
He did the movie The Apartment in the 60s.
Yeah, it's kind of like a avant-garde kind of
Gotcha.
60s filmmaking.
8 is John Huston. 9 is Peter Jackson.
Oh,
Which, okay, I could put Peter Jackson in top 10 for sure. Milos Forman at 10.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep. 11 is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
12 is David Lean, who did
I
Lawrence.
would say, honestly, going back to Eastwood, I would put him higher because the way he does things, he makes sure actors know exactly what they're doing before they go into a scene.
Right.
So they only shoot like 3 takes.
Number 12 is David Lean, who did Lawrence of Arabia. 13 is Ingmar Bergman. 14, Joel Cohen. 15, John Ford. 16, James Cameron. I would have put James Cameron much higher on that list, but this
Probably
is
around 10.
this is all time. I'm thinking in my lifetime, I guess. 18, Charlie Chaplin. 19, Tim Burton. 20, Roman Polanski. 21, Quentin Tarantino. 22, Danny Boyle, which Danny Boyle's a pretty good director. 23, Ridley Scott. 24, David Fincher. And then 25, Christopher Nolan.
I would put Nolan a lot higher.
I'd put Nolan a little higher. I'd put Danny Fincher a little higher and Ridley Scott.
This-
But
Just because Nolan's keeping practical effects alive and trying to keep from heavily relying on CGI.
so, but yeah. That's the list of directors. You know, I agree with some of that. I think some people should be a little higher, some people should be a little lower, but whatever. All right. The first pet related one. Funniest or most embarrassing pet incident. At my sister's house, my lab comes out of her room with a massive black dildo. Then proceeds to play keep away, running around the house with it flopping around in his mouth.
Oh, good lord. I don't want to touch it. I'm like, you know what, dog?
Yeah, you just keep it now.
I'll never let you lick me again, but like,
You can keep it.
bud.
It's yours now.
Have
so,
fun, brother.
I'm not
But
trying to
could
go
you
back on
imagine? Could you imagine like you having like a family member over with their dog, and they come out of your room with any like it doesn't have to be a massive black any kind of sex toy in their mouth? You'd be like, oh shit, like give me that, and then they like, oh, we're playing, and they're running around the house with like your vibrator in its mouth. You're like, fuck.
I mean, I don't know why you want to go get like a piece of ham or a piece of meat or like a treat or something else the dog want more, something you can actually eat. Like, but I guess like in the time of panic, your mind's not really,
Right.
you know, like you're not quite thinking that clearly in a what I would call a traumatic experience because that's pretty.
But if it's a novelty-sized black dildo they come out with, you'd be like, oh my god.
You wouldn't think clearly at all.
That's not mine. That's not mine. Where'd you get that? That's not mine.
I need to get a fucking piece of cheese to get this away from the dog.
Mm-hmm. Next one. Was at a wedding where they had their dog be the ring bearer. The dog decided halfway down the aisle was the perfect spot to take a shit.
Yeah, which
The
fuck
nervous
is there?
poop's okay. It happens. Everyone was looking at him.
That would be funny. Can you imagine being at a wedding? Like, oh, they got their like little golden lab carrying the rings. And then halfway down, it just, you know, does a little dog crouch and just starts shitting in the middle of the aisle. Like, oh, all right, well.
Even does the like eye squint to like.
Oh, dude,
push.
my
He
puppy.
just stares at his owners at the like at the end of the aisle, like.
I don't know, like, neither of you have dogs, right?
My mom just got a puppy.
You have had dogs. in
You've
the
had
past.
dogs.
Currently
Is it
have.
like all dogs, or just like my puppy did it? My old dog used to do it if I was out there with him. Like, dogs seem to really love making eye contact with you while they shit.
Yeah, they're like, are you fucking looking at me? I'm vulnerable right now. Like, if you're not looking at me, what the fuck?
Like,
you
why
got
do you
my
have to?
back.
Why
I
do you have
could
to
be
make
fucking
such
attacked
intimate
right
eye
now.
contact with me while you're shitting in my yard, man? Like, pipe down. Dogs have no shame.
Sorry, they have fucking instincts that
Mm-hmm.
makes you uncomfortable.
Next one. Was on a Zoom job interview. My cat jumped into frame behind me and immediately and loudly began to vomit.
Nice. That's why I shut my fucking door when I had.
Yeah, I'm about to say, maybe
interview
keep your
and make sure
cat
the
outside.
can come in.
Some cat just like jumps behind you. Like, can you imagine like you're doing a Zoom interview, Charlie, and your cat jumps up on that shelf behind you? You're like, oh, this is my cat. And he starts like, "Rah!"
Right, number one, that would never happen. Number two, I did have a Zoom interview and I shut the fucking door so he couldn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
In which, like, even right now, he's laying in, like, the door frame. Like, he only comes in so far. Sometimes he gets on the bed most of the time. He's, like, halfway in, halfway out. He's like, I don't want to be too close to you, but I want to know when, like, you can get me food.
Yeah.
He's the best cat in the world.
I will say, your cat is kind of like a mix between a cat and a dog.
Honestly, he's the best of both all worlds. Like, I can leave him for days on end because he shits in the box, but he gives me love like a dog. And I'm like, yep. When he dies, I'm just gonna fucking kill myself.
Well, please don't do that, but
Don't tell me what to do.
fair enough. Went to put my dog's nose in her poop as a pup. smacked the shit instead of her, and it went all over the wall. Dot, dot, dot. Love Matt. So that was Matt that sent that one in. I can see that. I've been to Matt's house and met his dogs. They're sweet, but they are fucking insane. I can see him being like, no, like trying to do like the put your nose in it thing. And as he's trying to pop her on the nose, she moves and he just smacks the poop and it goes everywhere. Can totally see that happening. Oh,
Brody.
The swears that would be coming out of my mouth.
Ah! Ah!
I'd be mad at the dog. I'd be mad at the poop. I'd be mad at myself. Nobody would be safe.
Maddie,
Everybody in the house is getting beat at that point.
You're like gagging because there's shit on your hand.
Like especially puppy poop because like all like it's like soft serve ice cream, you know. It gets everywhere. My cat jabbed at my face and hit the space just under my eyeball. It must have hit a vein because my whole eye blackened up. I had to go to the hospital for a tetanus shot. It was the most embarrassing black eye story ever.
My cat's a dick.
My cat beat the shit out of me. Like, ma'am, was this your like boyfriend that did this? He was like, no, my cat's just a fucking asshole. Uh-huh.
The boyfriend's like, yeah, the cat did it.
All right, this is the last one. And I've got one I'll tell you guys, but had a dog at a restaurant patio that got spooked by fireworks and took out 4 tables with all their food and drinks.
Right, number one, why are you still fucking eating when it's time for fucking fireworks? It's late as shit. Should have done that hours ago. Number 2, yeah, realize that dogs who are not acclimated to loud noises like that most likely are not going to do well because guess what? Their hearing is actually a lot better than ours. However, there are there are dogs, not just hunting dogs, but there are dogs that are made for hunting that can sit there and listen to a fucking gunshot that goes off right next to them. But they are trained.
Yeah, our puppy...
It's like horses are trained for that kind of shit. So it's just like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, our puppy, the breeder we got him from, her husband is in the sheriff's department in the county they live in. And when they have puppies, he'll go do target practice. Like, not like right next to them because guns are super, super fucking loud. But like within the vicinity of them. And 4th of July, we watched fireworks. We set off fireworks and he was just chill. He just hung out on the porch, you know, not unbothered by it. So
nice.
Oh, did we get I think we just got somebody just submitted.
My cat doesn't give a fuck about fireworks or anything like that. So
we just got one.
Fuck out.
I don't think Freddie gives a fuck about anything. Yeah. He's just so unbothered.
Not usually. When he sees a dog in the backyard, he's like, bitch, what the fuck you think you're doing?
Maybe that's it. Maybe I do a shirt with like a cartoon picture of Freddie and it just says, Freddie don't give a fuck.
But yeah, like the neighborhood dogs, there's like a Chiweenie that jumps over because the slats are falling over so he can fit through. He'll see him, but I have like a chain link fence separating that side for some reason. People put that up. But he'll see that small dog on his side. And he's like, bitch, fuck you think you're doing? And he sees a pit bull on the other side of the fence. He's like, I'm cool. I'm chill.
So as we were just talking, somebody submitted another one. I woke up and my cat was standing on my nightstand. It was looking all cute at me and purred. And then turned around and pissed on my face.
No.
I would cease to have a cat at that point.
I mean, I guess it's a sign of like, I own you sort of thing.
Yeah, take this, bitch.
Because I had cats that would do that to my dad's windshield. Actually, I had one cat that would jump on my dad's truck and specifically piss on his driver's side of the windshield. And he was like, "This fucking cat." And I'm like, "It's because you hate him, and he knows it, and he does it on purpose. Like, he is pissing on you. Like, stop kicking the fuck out of him in the morning, and maybe he might stop. Like, this is all on purpose. Like, he's a sweet boy, Dad. Stop it."
Womb Raider in the chat said Freddy has hate in his eyes.
Freddy, yeah, he does.
Freddy has hate in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
But he loves me. Hold on. I have to go snatch that motherfucker up real quick. Come here, cat.
Freddy's a pit bull in cat form.
I feel like Freddy's like some like terrible Nazi general just reincarnated in cat mode.
I mean,
his punishment, he's trying
every now and then he does do the he just sticks his arm out when I'm holding him.
How much does he weigh? He looks like he's a biggin.
Look, he might be a good 22 pounds.
He looks like a turkey. We just got another new one just in. I was rollerblading behind my dog in a park back in the 90s, and I passed a bunch of cute girls. Then my dog chased a goose and made me wreck into a whole bunch of goose poop.
I mean, you don't have to specify you're in the 90s when you were saying you were out
rollerblading with your dog. I was like, gotta be the 90s. But hey, yeah, that's embarrassing. Mine was, it was back when I still lived in North Carolina, and we had our old dog, who we had for like 17 years. But at that point, we probably had him for 5 or 6, maybe that. And behind our house, our neighbors had like 2 kids. They're probably like 10 and 9, 10. They're younger. They're probably my kids' age, I guess, now. So probably like 9 and 6. I don't know. But the son loved to play with our dog. So we'd let him out and they can go play. You know, we kind of shared. There was no fence. We shared like a big yard with our neighbor. And but this is back when me and Mrs. Schofield, we were dating at that point, but living together, still used prophylactics. And
prophylactics? I've heard prophylactics.
Prophylactics, condoms.
Cannon.
Condoms. And this kid who's playing with our dog, like just comes running up to our house, banging on the door. And I was like, oh God, what happened? I thought like our dog got hit by a car or something. He's like, there's something wrong with Bandit. Like he just pooped out his insides. And I was like, what? So like I thought like something seriously wrong had happened. So I come running out to the yard and I look, and what had happened was our dog had eaten one of the condoms out of the trash can and shit it out. So it was literally a used condom full of dog shit.
I was going to say, was it like poop sausage?
Kinda. And I was like, oh my God. Think of something. I was like, yeah, he must have gotten the trash, and that's just like a bunch of candy wrappers that he ate. I'll just go ahead and clean this up.
Your mind didn't go to balloon? He ate a balloon?
It's hard to describe how it looked. I mean, it did look terrifying. When I first looked at it, I was like, what the fuck? And I realized what was going on inside this massive pile of shit. And I was like, oh God. Think of something to tell this 8-year-old kid, you know? I was like, oh yeah, he must have ate a bunch of candy wrappers or something. I don't know what that is. You go inside and I'm going to clean this up. Okay. Like, yeah, you can play with him tomorrow. I was like, God damn it. So yeah, that's my embarrassing pet story. But yeah, you guys have any?
I was trying to think of one.
Other than Charlie, you told us about the cat pissing all over your dad's windshield.
It was not embarrassing for me though. That was just frustrating for him.
Mm-hmm.
And like we had like feral wild, like they were decently feral cats. Like they were our barn cats that kept like rats and snakes away. So we never had indoor animals. All of our animals were outdoors. Definitely no cats because my mom was allergic, so they were
Yeah.
sequestered to the barn. Um, Anything embarrassing? Like I can't think of anything right now, other than like the time I took my Great Dane to my grandmother's house, and she was like full grown, big ass dog. All of my cousins and aunts used to take like their little rat dogs
Yeah.
and think that was totally fine, even though they would shit in the house and be like, "Oh, well, it's not that much."
All right. Hey, talk
Well,
amongst yourself. I'm gonna go grab my puppy real quick so everybody can meet him.
Mac decided to let out a fart while she was sleeping in the living room and just like took all the oxygen away from
Oh,
some of my cousins and uh, their parents, and they were like, "Oh dear God!" And I was like, "Whoopsie." At least you didn't shit on the floor.
Great Dane farts are fucking something else.
Dude, and like I've heard like about like bulldog farts and whatnot, and like there can't be that much of a difference. Like there was one time she, and I know a lot of dogs do this, but she straight up woke herself up from a fart one time. It was hilarious.
Oh, my
Like she
mom's Shih
sounded
Tzus.
like
Yeah,
a
shit.
human. Like she sounded like a fucking human. And once again, I'm sure other dogs do that too, but she was just so big. Like she basically was a fucking human. That was hilarious. So like once again, like not a bad thing, but oh, there's the fried chicken.
Mm-hmm. Our little chicken tender. This is Bruno. Say hey, Bruno.
Our little chicken tender.
He is. He's like
That
what?
is the most like poodle-looking golden doodle I have.
No,
seen,
he's
'cause
he's
most
a
of them have like.
he's a standard poodle. He's full poodle.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
I
he's
thought
not a doodle.
he
He's
was
full poodle.
golden doodle.
Nope.
Yeah,
He's
no, by the color, I thought he was a golden doodle too. I was
nope.
like, oh,
He's
wow.
a full poodle. It's a like they call it auburn. It's like a dark brown, but he does look like a extra crispy chicken tender when he lays down.
Yeah, like straight up fried chicken. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna be a big motherfucker then.
Yeah, he's
I couldn't believe the first time I saw a standard poodle, and I was like, God dang!
yeah the
Fucking tall.
What the fuck is that? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a little black one too, but like they didn't have like the poodle cut for him, but I was like, shit, that's a big fucking dog.
yeah, no, probably the closest thing we'll get to a poodle cut is kind of what he's got now, where if we just shave his nose because they can get like eye problems if you leave it furry. We're gonna let it
Yeah.
grow out and see,
But
but
not like the poofs on like the
no, we're not
legs
doing
and
the what they
tail.
call it. Is that called like a palm cut or something? We're not doing that. But yeah, he's 9 weeks. When we picked him up, he was 8 weeks old and just over 8 pounds. And right now he's about 13 pounds. So he's growing fast.
Damn.
But the breeder and our vet here said he's probably going to be between 80 and 90 pounds and about 3 feet at the shoulders while he's standing. So
yeah.
he's going to be
This
a
long,
big boy. He's going to have big, long legs.
arms.
Say, hey, Bruno.
He needs some soul glow.
I woke him up.
He does look like he got a little Jerry curl going
He
on.
does. Yeah. Soul glow.
Let your soul
Looks like he has bangs.
glow.
He's pretty fluffy. My wife brushes him every night, so he always stays fluffy. I was telling her, I was like, I don't know if he's just fluffy or he's getting fat.
He does look like he's straight out of the 70s. I love it.
You say, hey?
Oh, look at him. I want to boop that nose. I want to
Boop.
fuck those
Looks like he
ears.
feels like velvet.
You want to slap his belly?
Not as bad.
Wanna
I
slap
don't
that
want to
belly?
do that to like sit. Oh, well, no. I don't like to do that to male dogs.
Why do you gotta
because
show his
wiener's
wiener?
right there, and I'm like, that's weird.
Why'd you show his wiener on camera, Bill?
Well, you know, I gotta.
He's a dog. Who gives a shit? He's like, show it.
Yes, he knows he's
Just let him know
alive.
He's alive.
He does. I woke him up. He is probably one of the laziest puppies you've ever met in your life.
That's great. That's
I tried
dog
to
I want a dog that has no energy whatsoever.
I tried to take
Which is
him
why
for
I
a
got
walk
cat.
earlier, and we got to like the gate in the backyard, and he literally was like locked up. He was like, "Nope, no walk, no walk. Take me back inside. It's too hot."
Yeah, that's how my lab mix that's 16 right now. That's how she was when she was a puppy. I put her little harness on her and I was gonna take her for a short walk. She got 10 feet and literally like flopped down like a fucking horse trying to be broken. Like whoop, like and laid down and would not move. And was like, nope, you can go fuck yourself. And I was like, all right, Jack. Like okay, you're like, yeah, about Bruno's age. Like, you don't want to fucking walk. You just flop the fuck down. Okay. Okay, cool. And that dog has never exerted that much energy for the next 16 years of her life.
So, but he's really smart. He's already pretty much potty trained. If he needs to go outside, he just like kind of barks at us and sits down by the door.
I've heard poodles are very...
He's really smart. He might be too
Intuitive,
smart.
smart
It kind of worries me how smart he is already. He's already figured out like things in the house.
clever girl.
Mm-hmm. He is like a velociraptor. So.
Oh my gosh, I want to grab that fucking snout and just...
Oh, I know. He's like, leave me alone, human. Oh, there's the tongue.
I was
Oh,
sleeping.
that's what he does. He sticks his tongue. He'll like close his mouth and leave his tongue sticking out. Okay.
Oh my gosh, he just
Okay,
looks
okay,
like
okay.
fucking...
Okay, okay.
What is his name? Gravy?
He's like, just wait, you're gonna be asleep tonight. I'm gonna wake you up. And
He probably will. So.
That fucking white rapper guy who's like something gravy.
Oh, Young
Young
Gravy.
Gravy?
He looks like her name. Oh shit, that's funny.
All right. Well, I got to put him to bed. So, love everybody. Thank you for watching the show. For Jake, for Charlie, I'm Bill. This has been the Nooner Nation. Good night, everyone.